We've all heard it a million times. You should quit sugar. But let's be honest, the idea of giving up all your favorite treats, it sounds, well, impossible. But what if we're not talking about all sugar? What if we're just talking about one specific type? Today, we're going to look at what a simple 30-day experiment reveals about cutting out just one thing: free sugar.
So what really happens if you do this? What actually goes on inside your body and your brain if you give it up for just 30 days? I think you'll be shocked. This isn't just about weight loss. We're talking about a fundamental shift in your energy, your mood, and your entire relationship with food. It's like pressing a giant reset button.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll set the rules for the challenge. Then, we're going to walk through those first few tough days, the withdrawal phase. After that, we hit week 1, where the big shift happens and you start to feel the rewards. Then, we'll dive into weeks 2 and 3 for a much deeper reset. And finally, we'll look at the incredible visible results after 1 full month.
Okay, before that 30-day clock starts ticking, we have to be super clear on what we're actually quitting. Because, and this is important, it's not about getting rid of all sweetness in your life. It's about targeting one very specific culprit.
And that culprit is what we call free sugar. So, think of it this way. It's any sugar that's been yanked out of its natural home and added to something else. We're talking about the obvious stuff like white table sugar, but also things like jaggery, honey, maple syrup, all those things that are added to processed foods and drinks to make them sweet.
So here's where it gets practical. You're going to be avoiding things like cakes, sodas, and even a lot of breads that have sugar sneakily added in, but, and this is the key, natural sugars that are still inside their original source, those are totally fine. We're talking about the fructose in a whole apple or the lactose that's naturally in milk. See? You're not depriving yourself, you're just getting a whole lot smarter about where your sugar comes from.
All right, let's just be real for a second. The first few days of this, they're going to be tough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Your body and your brain are so used to their routine, and when you suddenly change it up, they are going to protest. Welcome to the withdrawal phase.
So in that first 24 hours, your brain is literally missing its usual dopamine hit from sugar. That's why you get irritable, you get headaches, it's looking for its fix. Then by days 2 and 3, something incredible happens. Your body, deprived of its easy fuel, is forced to make a metabolic shift. It's like a car running out of gas in the main tank and having to switch to the reserve. It burns through its stored carbs called glycogen, and then it starts burning body fat for fuel. By day 4, your blood glucose starts to level out, and that's when the storm finally starts to pass. Okay, if you make it through those first few days, you've climbed the biggest hill. Because once you wrap up that first week, the struggle starts to pay off, big time. You begin to feel this first wave of amazing benefits, and this, my friends, is where things get really exciting.
By the end of just 1 week, the change is undeniable. Those insane cravings, they're mostly gone. Your mood isn't all over the place anymore. It's stable. You have consistent energy all day long. That annoying brain fog starts to lift, and you're not constantly feeling hungry. It's a feeling of calm control, not chaos. And here's the beautiful reason why. It's because you're no longer sending your body on a wild blood sugar roller coaster. All those sugar hits were causing massive insulin spikes, which then led to crashes, which made you tired, cranky, and hungry again. By getting off that ride, your body finds this new, stable baseline. You're finally in control. Now we're getting into the really good stuff. In weeks 2 and 3, the changes go from being things you just feel on the surface to a much deeper, more fundamental reset happening deep inside your body's systems. During this second week, your body's internal machinery is doing this major recalibration. It's literally relearning how to process clean fuel and manage its energy efficiently without the constant disruption and chaos from sugar. And there are 2 major resets happening here. First, your hunger hormones, ghrelin, the I'm hungry one, and leptin, the I'm full one, they finally start communicating properly again. You feel full with less food, and you stay full longer. Second, your body's insulin sensitivity returns. Think of it like a key that was all gummed up and suddenly works perfectly in a lock. Your body doesn't need to produce a flood of insulin anymore, and this newfound efficiency is what unlocks its ability to burn stored fat for energy. Then in week 3, the benefits become even more tangible. Your whole digestive system just calms down. The bloating and gas disappear. That's because the good bacteria in your gut are finally thriving without all that sugar feeding the bad ones. And as a result, you might just start to notice that stubborn fat around your middle beginning to shrink.
And here we are, the 30-day mark. After a month of being consistent, the results aren't just about how you feel anymore. Now they are visible, they are tangible, and you can actually measure them with real hard data.
Just look at this. This is your health report card after just 1 month. We are talking about serious improvements across the board. Your blood pressure can start to lower. If you have a fatty liver, it can actually begin to reverse. Key health markers like your liver enzymes and your triglycerides, they start trending back towards normal. And yes, you will see measurable weight loss, and your long-term blood sugar levels begin to normalize. These aren't small tweaks. These are profound, life-changing shifts.
And honestly, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? This was never about deprivation. It was always about achieving a new state of stability, a life where your mind is calm and clear and your stomach feels satisfied and full, a life where you are in control.
So, after seeing this entire journey laid out, from that initial difficult struggle to the absolutely incredible rewards on the other side, there's really only one question left to ask. The path to a calmer mind and a healthier body is right here. Are you ready to get started?